So I am back again. Hmm. I hope you all are doing very well. Am I visible to you guys? Hmm. Yes, I am now. I'll just quickly fix my camera. I guess it's not in the right position. Yes, now it is. Mm, am I visible? Am I clearly visible to you guys? Let me know in the comments. Yes, now it's perfect. Fine. Okay, now I will start reading. Before reading, I will start my rituals first, as you all know, guys. So, mm, yes, these are the affirmations that I'm going to read, and then I will start my practice which I do on daily basis. I hope you all guys are doing very well, safe and healthy. Let me know from where you guys are watching me this in this live session, and feel free to ask anything related to English or to know more about me. Hmm. So the affirmation is, I don't chase, I attract what belongs to me, will simply find me. Mr. Parul FF. Hello, how are you? Let me know from where you are watching me. The partner I seek is always seeking me, and I now release any blocks that are standing between us. It is always working out for me. The universe conspire my favor. Everyone I desire desires me more. My energy is addicting. I am from Delhi. Where are you from? And what is your name? Everyone I desire desires me more. My energy is addicting. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will find me. My presence is a privilege. My mind is worth million. I don't work for money, money works for me. I am always at the right place at the right time. So these are the affirmations which I read every day for the positive energy, and I believe that manifestation do works. So yeah. Yes. Where are you from? Okay, this is your favorite place. Good to know. I also want to know from where you are and what is your name. Also, I would appreciate if you can live my live my session. Others also, I would request you to kindly subscribe my channel and like my live session. You can see in the right, in the left corner there somewhere, you are able to see subscribe button there. You can just tap there, and then you can subscribe my channel. You can watch me or like meet me on daily basis if you really want to stay get in touch, like connected with me. So hmm so for English speaking practice, I follow these 5 steps. So these 5 steps are: first step is speak loud even when alone. Mirror practice 2 to 5 minutes daily. Shadowing technique, daily 5-minute voice recording. Learn and use new phrases daily. So these three, like 4 5 points I follow at the moment. Okay. And yes, I do write some difficult words as well to find the meaning of it and then use in my daily life so that I can be familiar with those words. These are some words which I have written from past few days. I don't know if you guys are able to see this. Okay. So the first step is speak loud even when alone. Right. So I have this novel called The Ikigai Journey. It's basic. This novel is based on Japan culture and uh, on their on living and how people work there, what pattern they follow, what lifestyle they follow, and what kind of a thinking they have. So these are the things that we are going to cover in this book. So I have already covered 8 chapters, 8 lessons. So we are on the ninth station. Just a second, someone is texting me. Hmm. Hello. Yes. So there is one more thing which I do on daily basis. I hope I'm not looking that. to you guys. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Ninth station, Franklin. Yes, I was telling about this technique which I follow. So for 1 or 2 minutes, I will keep this pen in like in between my lips to correct the pronunciation issue, because somewhere I feel that there are some of the words which I speak or like mispronounce it, and it's not the pronunciation problem. It's the no, it's not like that I don't know how to pronounce it. It's just that my tongue is not familiar with that word. So for that reason, I struggle or face issue. So this technique basically helps. So I'll try also, and I'll see if that works, and you guys can let me know. Okay. Hmm. A method, a method for strengthening, a method for strengthening our ventures. To keep moving forward on our journey, we are seeking to cast a look back the 18th century to find out about the life of a man who developed his own tools to keep in tune with his ikigai, his self-reflection and admiration were the two instruments Benjamin Franklin used to go beyond his limits. His biography is electric and almost endless. He stood out as a politician, diplomat, inventor, and many other things besides, and played crucial role in the American Revolution and the formation of United States. Franklin was also a philosopher, and to use current terminology, devised an interesting method for personal growth. There are three extremely hard things in this world: steel diamonds and knowing yourself. Benjamin Franklin. It's very tough to practice with a pen, because there are some words that you try to pronounce, but due to having this pen between your lips makes it more difficult, but it does help. Only 1 minute. A self-help, a self-help pioneer, the man who is the subject of the station might be defined as a pioneer of personal growth when this concept clearly didn't even exist. What is that? The restless American intellectual was already aware that self-acknowledge and imitating those who have progressed beyond us are key to transcending our own limits. Upon reaching the age of 20, Franklin set himself a very ambitious goal to achieve moral perfection. To do that, he devoted time to reading the biographies of great men who had gone before him, and took from them the virtues he felt should guide his steps. Franklin's notebook, the following have come to know to be known as Benjamin Franklin's 13 Ventures: temperance, silence, order, resolution, frugality, industry, sincerity, justice, moderation, cleanness, tranquility, chastity, and humility. If we try putting ourselves in his shoes, we can we imagine how a 20-year-old looking for moral perfection could stick to following these ventures? If we try putting ourselves, sorry, Franklin's Franklin used cards like the one below to help him. On the cards, he noted the days of the week and qualities needed to obtain perfection. On a weekly basis, he focused on one of them, putting it at the top of the list, and marked each day that he had practiced this venture with the requested determination. After 13 weeks, that is to say, roughly each trimester, he had finished the series and would start over. It's a very hard technique here. I don't know how long I can practice. Hmm? To take stock of whether or not he had reached the day's goal, would examine himself at the end of each day. This, that is, on a daily basis, he observed how upright he had been in his search for perfection. Toward the end of his days, although he knew he had not reached moral perfection, he thought the strict behavioral code and self-awareness routine had made him a better person. To this extent, he felt indebted to his notebook for a lifetime's happiness. Human happiness comes not from infrequent pieces of good fortune, but from the small improvements to daily life. The 13 ventures. So let's take a look at which venture made the inventor of the lighting rod a wiser, happier, more coherent man. The definition Franklin associated with each venture are from 18th century but almost all continue to be relevant today. Temperance. Eat not to dullness. Drink not to elevation. Unwittingly, Franklin already knew the Japanese hierarchy who rule when you are 80% full, stop eating. Let's see. Hmm. Silence. Speak not but what may benefit others or yourself. Avoid trifling conversations. Or, as the Japanese proverb puts it, whatever you have to say it tomorrow. In the final chapter of this book, we talk about the importance of words that comes out of our mouths. Order. Let all your things have their places. Let each part of your business have its time. In her bestseller, The Life Changing Magic of Tidying Up, Marie Kondo stresses how space influences our mental harmony and development of our ikigai. Resolution. Resolve to perform what you ought perform without fail what you resolve. In chapter 3, where we introduce the concept of Gambarimasu, we saw how powerful resolve and effort are for any fact of our lives. Frugality. Make no expense but to do to go to do good to others. Make no expense but to do good to others or yourself. Waste nothing. Expressed in modern terms, less is more. Minimalistic life encourages us to have fewer things and relationships but better quality ones. Industry. Lose lost no time. Be always employed in something useful. Cut off all unnecessary actions. In chapter 33, we talk about Kaizen, the art of incorporating small daily improvements into our lives. Sincerity, use no hurtful dissent, think innocently and justly, and if you speak, speak accordingly. In the words of Gandhi, happiness is when what you think, what you say, what you do are in harmony. Justice, wrong none by doing injuries or omitting the benefits that are to your your duty. The peace of mind that comes from doing what is just avoids weariness that could drain our energy and cost us success. Moderation, avoid extremes, forbear resenting injuries so much so you think they deserve. At the end of the day, outbursts of negativity end up poisoning everyone. Cleanliness. Tolerate no uncleanliness in body, clothes, or in habitation. In a Buddhist monk's guide to house cleaning, Keisuke Matsumoto points out that all outwards cleanness is at the same time inner cleanness, and thus dispersions the clouds of the soul. Tranquility. Be not disturbed at trifles or at accidents, common or unavoidable. The great Zen master Taizen Desmaru said that regardless of external events, a human's natural state is silent, powerful, and unignited. Chastity. Rarely use venery but for health or offspring, never to dullness, weakness, or injury of your own and another piece of reputation. Perhaps this is the only non up to date venture, although it is quite true that enjoying sexually through decent is hardly the way to peace of mind. Humanity. Imitate just Jesus and Scoret's enough said. Create your Franklin notebook to bring this self improvement method into your everyday life. Get yourself a little notebook you can carry with you or use your cell phone notepad. Adapting this Franklin method to your own needs, make a chart like a card we saw earlier, noting the days of week and the values you want to develop. Devote each week to developing one of these values and start the day with an intention related to it. For example, to practice gratitude, today I am going to write an email to a former teacher who helped me a lot in education. If you fail to work on this venture one particular day, then don't put a check mark in the chart. At the end of the week, you can use it to check how consistent you have been with this objective. When the last week is over, examine the chart and focus on the venture you have developed the most. If you have 7 check marks, that means a venture has already become an internal part of your life. If you have got few check marks, put this venture to the chart again so you can practice it again in coming weeks. Now we are at the 10th station, means 10th lesson. Hmm. The station Gasuku, Shinkansen sessions. The Japanese believe no one person alone can contribute as much as gathering of talents. In this culture, the sum of generosity is key. Over and above individualism, the task we carry out alone receives a boost when several talents work together. Even each person tackles their own project. When this group energy is in play, the lone creator sees him or herself inspired and fueled by the example of others who are pursuing their dreams. A powerful energy comes from sharing space with other people who are operating at fever pitch. Let's take a look at some of the most famous and surprising examples. A scary retreat. 2 centuries ago, a group of English writers met at Villa Diodata, Diodating on the shore of Lake Lemon in Genevera, where the mansion had been rented by Lord Byron, who invented the poet Percy Bysshe Shelley, who came there with his wife Mary, Bryson's personal physician, J.W. Polidari, who was in the house. The meeting took place in what would The meeting took place in what would come to be known as this year without summer due to the violent eruption of the Tambora volcano in present day Indonesia, which plugged the northern hemisphere into winter during the summer method months. In the midst of the calopathic climate, Lord Byron suggests his friend and doctor played a game. Suggested his friends and doctor played a game. Each of them would lock themselves in their room until they managed to write a horror story. Polidori wrote a fragment of what would become The Vampire, the first novel of the genre ever written. When they came together to share their writings, Bryson's physician should have been the clear winner of the challenge, but he was unlucky in that very same exercise. It occurred to Mary Wollstonecraft Goodwin, Sherry's wife, to come up with nothing less than Frankenstein. She was inspired by the conversations she had heard between her husband and Polidori about the research of the time in which electricity was applied to corpses to try to reanimate them. This masterpiece of genre would probably never have taken shape if all those prolifically imaginative minds had not been shut up together. Gasuku. 2 weeks from now, you have to go to Gasuku, one of our departmental centurions told me. She tried to explain to me what Gasuku was, but the only thing I understood was that we were all going on a weekend trip to Izu Peninsula. My colleagues and I arrived unexpectedly at traditional hotel after dinner on Friday. I eased myself into a hot tub surrounded by bamboo trees from where I had moonlight view of mountain Mount Fuji. If they pay me for this, that's awesome. I thought, grinning from ear to ear. Saturday came and at 5 in the morning we were all already up. We ate breakfast in one of the hotel's meeting rooms. Meanwhile, the company chairman explained what was expected of us. The rest of the weekend was a work marathon without a spare second to bathe in the hot springs and with views of Fuji again. On Monday, instead of feeling relaxed after the trip, I was exhausted but felt satisfied. We had generated more ideas and solved more problems over the over the 2 days of Gusuku than in several weeks at the office. A crash course in creativity. In Japanese, the term Gusuku is used for gathering of work colleagues away from the place they usually meet with a common objective to improve by using whole team's ideas. It is also used for people who study or even practice hobbies together, for example, marital arts. It's what we call an offsite meeting or in engineering circle a hijackathon. We often dream of dedicating more time to our passion, to developing our ikigai, but we are busy with mysterious tasks and routines that somehow always manage to take up all the hours of our everyday life. But it is not our fault. There are so many pieces in jigsaw puzzle that makes up our daily routine that we find it hard to make radical changes. We can achieve modest objectives such as going to drawing class for an hour on Thursdays. There is nothing wrong with going to a school every week, but after 3 months, we will only have devoted 12 hours to drawing. Can you imagine spending a weekend in a hotel in the mountains with 3 or 4 friends who are also fond of drawing, devoting 12 hours a day to landscape painting surrounded by nature? In just a weekend, you would undoubtedly achieve the same results you would get from half a year efforts. The Novelist's Hotel. In periods when I couldn't concentrate to finish my novels, I began to acquire the habit, when the deadline drew close, of confining myself for several days in a row, sometimes for a week, in a hotel in the city where I lived. One of them, where I finished Wabi Sabi, was so close to home that from my room's window I could see apartment block. It was weird seeing my own house while I was typing on my laptop, being in a place that was both nearby yet strange, stimulated by imagination while giving me an concentration I needed. I did more I did more far away conflict confinement in a monstrate abbey cell, which I didn't leave until I had finished any my thriller Elson Reno, The Fourth Kingdom. Being outside our comfort zone away from our everyday worries helps us to concentrate our energies on getting the best of ourselves and on learning much faster. It is worthwhile bringing everything to a halt now and again to devote a few days or at least a fair number of hours at a time to nurturing our passion. How to organize Shinkansen session. What they call Kusuku in Japan, we call Shinkansen session. Shinkansen session time devoted to exclusively to a well defined ambitious objective for a continuous period of time consisting of many hours or even several days, avoiding all distractions. Ideally, it will be carried out in a place removed from typical everyday lapse of concentration and distractions. The objective is to achieve a qualitative leap forward as we saw in the first chapter. Now let's see how to organize a Shinkansen session. You have to fully commit to the day and time you decide on for the start and finish point. Clearly define the objective before starting. Whenever the session starts up, you must be able to work from the let go. Ben cell phone, Ben cell phones and other means of communication from the starting time right up until the finish time. If a lot of people joined and Shinkansen session, it is best to begin the previous evening, for example, with a dinner or some events to bring everyone together to get to know one another and create a good atmosphere among the attendees. To carry out a Shinkansen session alone, look for a new place where you can be separated from distractions. For example, a country house or even a hotel in your city. Remote Shinkansen session can also be organized with other people who share your passion. The best thing to do is in this case is to use collaborative tools such as Skype or Hangout which allow you to share your computer screen and see each other's faces. It is important for all the participants to be fully motivated so they don't end up sidetracked surfing the net. Hmm. So tomorrow we will read 11th station. We have completed two stations today. I'm just marking this page so that we can, uh, you know, complete the next one. So the first step is done. Second is mirror practice. 2 to 5, uh, 2 to 5 minutes daily mirror practice. Hmm. So I will talk about how my day went. Then I will come to you guys. If anyone will join this live session, then we will talk. Okay. So my day went, the whole day I was sleeping, to be very honest. I was disturbed. So whole day I was sleeping and I woke up around 4 p.m. Then I got freshen up and then I decided to hit the gym. So my gym basically opens around like 5:30 something. So I got I like decided to have something before going to the gym. So I had my like drink, then I ate some food, a light food I would say. Then I went to change the dress and when I was about to leave home to hit the gym, so I saw that it was raining outside. So I decided to wait for 10 to 15 minutes to get the, you know, rain if rain could, stop. So I waited for 10 to 15 minutes and when I saw that it's still raining, so I decided to uh, like that only. And when I reached gym, I did bit cardio and I was not feeling as I said that I was not feeling good. So I just did my cardio and then I came back home. I took shower, I got freshed, and then I planned to had my dinner. So I had my dinner and then I spent time with my pet. Then I did spend good time with my family members, and then then the team, my work hours got like my shift started. So I had some meetings today. I did some like meetings today. I did completed some pending tasks, and then I did engage with my colleagues like related to the work and all, and then I completed my working hours and then I started this live session as I always do. So yeah, this is how my day went today. Whole day I was sleeping. Can you imagine if someone who don't know me and visits my home and seeing me sleeping at that time will get surprised at how a person can sleep for whole day. But they don't know about me that I do it. I actually do the night shift and all. So that's totally fine. If your work life is like that, you have created that thing by yourself. Nobody else is the culprit of that. And if you're enjoying that time, that routine, that's okay. If the situation is like that, then that is like you are just bearing the things. And if you don't like but it as the condition, then you have no choice. So yeah, now the third point is shadowing technique. So now we are going to practice do shadowing technique. So I'll just quickly hmm, let's start.
Hello, my lovely English learners. Welcome back to your shadowing English speaking practice. It's really good to see you here again. Already day 9 of your 10-day shadowing English challenge. Can you believe it? You're making so much progress with every session, and I am really, really proud of you. If you're here, I know one thing for sure. You're serious about improving your English, especially for work, for the office, for real conversations. And I want to say, I get it. Maybe you've studied grammar. Maybe you understand English when you read or listen. But when it's time to speak in a meeting or write an co-workers, how to ask questions, give opinions, and
Hey, how was your weekend?
I heard you're on a new project. How's it going? I heard
Heard
you're
you
on
are
a
in a
new
new
project.
project.
How's
How's
it
it
going?
going?
I
I
heard
heard you
you're
are
on
in
a
a
new
new
project.
project.
How's
How's
it
it
going?
going?
Great.
Great.
Now your turn.
I heard you are on a new project. How's it going? I heard you are on a new project. How's it going?
The weather's been really nice lately, hasn't it? The weather's been really nice lately, hasn't it? The weather's been really nice lately, hasn't it? Great. Is this speed okay for you? Comment and let me know.
The weather's been really nice lately, hasn't it? The weather has been really nice lately, hasn't it? Hasn't it? The weather, the weather's been
Are you
really nice.
working on anything exciting this week? Are you working on anything exciting this week? Are you working on anything exciting this week? Brilliant. Let's continue.
Are you working on anything exciting this week? Are you working on anything exciting this week? Are you working on anything excited this week? Are you working on anything exciting this week?
It's always good to catch up. Let's grab coffee sometime. It's always good to catch up. Let's grab coffee sometime. It's always good to catch up. Let's grab coffee sometime. Nice. Your turn.
It's always good to catch up. Let's grab coffee sometime. It's always good to catch up. Let's grab coffee sometime. It's always good to catch up. Let's grab coffee sometime. It's always good to
Do you
catch
mind
up.
if I ask
Let's
a quick
grab
question?
coffee sometime.
Do you mind if I ask a quick question? Do you mind if I ask a quick question?
Do you mind if I ask a quick question? Do you mind if I ask a quick question? Do you mind if I ask a quick question? Do you mind if I ask a quick question?
That's interesting. Can you tell me more? That's interesting. Can you tell me more? That's interesting. Can you tell me more?
That's interesting. Can you tell me more? That's interesting. Can you tell me more? That's interesting. Can you tell me more?
In my opinion, we should keep it simple. In my opinion, we should keep it simple. In my opinion, we should keep it simple. Nice. Your turn.
In my opinion, we should keep it simple. In my opinion, we should keep
I
it
see your
simple.
point, but I'd like to share my perspective. I see your
I see.
point, but I'd like to share my perspective. I see your point, but I'd like to share my perspective.
I see your point, but I like to share my perspective. I see your point, but I like to share my perspective.
I'd like to suggest a different approach if I may. I'd like to suggest a different approach if I may. I'd like to suggest a different approach if I may. Awesome. Now your turn.
I like to suggest a different approach, if I may.
Come, Alex. I hate
I
public
like to
speaking and never
suggest
trained
a
my
different
voice.
approach,
I used to hate public
if I
speaking,
may.
but I trained my voice with Vocaloid.
I like to suggest a different approach, if I may. I like to
That's
suggest
a great point. And I'd like to add something. That's a great point. And I'd like to add something. That's a great point. And I'd like to add something.
That's a great point, and I like to add something. That's a great point, and I like to add something. That's a great point, and I like to add
Could you
something.
please clarify what you meant by that? Could you please clarify what you meant by that? Could you please clarify what you meant by that?
Could you please clarify what you meant by that? Could you please clarify what you meant by like that? Could you please clarify what you
Let's
meant
keep
by
this
like
short and
that?
stick to the main topic. Let's keep this short and stick to the main topic. Let's keep this short and stick to the main topic. Perfect. Now your turn.
Let's keep it this short and stick to the main topic. Let's keep this short and stick to the main topic.
I'd appreciate it if you could send that by Friday. I'd appreciate it if you could send that by Friday. I'd appreciate it if you could send that by Friday.
I'd appreciate it if you could send that by Friday. I'd appreciate it if you could send that by Friday.
I just wanted to check in on the status of the project. I just wanted to check in on the status of the project. I just wanted to check in on the status of the project.
I just wanted to check in on the status of the project. I just wanted to check in on the status of the project.
I love your coffee mug. Where did you get it? I love your coffee mug. Where did you get it? I love your coffee mug. Where did you get it?
I love your coffee mug. Where did you get it? I love your coffee mug. Where did you get it? I love your coffee mug. Where did you get
It's
it?
been a busy week, hasn't it? It's been a busy week, hasn't it? It's been a busy week, hasn't it? Now your turn.
It's been a busy week, hasn't it? It's been a busy week, hasn't it? It's been a busy
I
week.
really enjoy working with this team. I really enjoy working with this team. I really enjoy working with this team.
I really enjoy working with this team. I really enjoy working with this team. I really enjoy working with this team.
How do you usually handle this kind of situation? How do you usually handle this kind of situation? How do you usually handle this kind of situation?
How do you usually handle this kind of situation? How do you usually handle this situation? How do you usually handle this
That's a
situation?
great suggestion. Let's explore it further. That's a great suggestion. Let's explore it further. That's a great suggestion. Let's explore it further.
That's a great suggestion. Let's explore it further. That's a great suggestion. Let's explore it further. That's a great suggestion. Let's explore it further.
Wow. Well done, my friend. Day 9 is complete. And you showed up again. That's what matters most. So how was today's practice for you? Did anything feel easier than before? Tell me what you liked or what you'd like more help with. Remember, this challenge isn't just about repeating words. It's about building your confidence to speak English at work, in meetings, in real life. And guess what?
Okay, so the daily voice recording is already getting done. Learn and use new phrases daily. Hmm. Again, I'll take help from ChatGPT. Share more 5 phrases. And I will write those. I'll figure it out. That makes sense. I can't complain. It's up to you. Let me check. Hmm. So I will write these phrases for you guys. I'm on the same page. I completely agree. Understand. Let's not jump to conclusions. Don't decide too quickly. Hmm. Hmm. That's easier said than done. It sounds easy, but it's actually difficult. It sounds easy, but it actually difficult. Now the fourth point is I'd rather not. Polite way to refuse. Polite way to refuse. It's not a big deal. It's not important. Don't worry. Respond naturally. Your friend is planning someone quickly. Someone gives advice that sounds hard. You you politely refuse to an invitation. You agree with your teammate. Someone apologizes for a small mistake. Let's keep tomorrow's session related to the phrases, and whatever the phrases I have written till so far till now, I will uh, I will practice on those, because what I'm doing nowadays, no, that I am doing the practice. I am, working on every phrase every day, but somewhere I feel like that I am not incorporating those phrases into my daily life, due to which I am not able to recall those. There were some new words that I had learned, like inevitable and answering. There were many other words as well, which I cannot recall at the moment. So let's go back to that step and repeat the things again. Then we'll move to the next part, right? Because this is also the part of the daily English speaking practice. And somewhere, if I'm feeling like okay, things there are some lacking points, so I know the lacking points, so I will work on that. Meanwhile, thank you so much for staying with me in this live session today, and I am very grateful and thankful for all of you who are supporting me, showering your good wishes and love to me through this live session. And soon I'll plan to post some short content. So for now, I wish you good luck and stay healthy, happy, and yeah, good night. I'll see you tomorrow.